Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. So, today we are going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage Season 5, Episode 10, titled Preaching to the Liar. So, remember, we left off, we were still at Stormy's dinner, and we left off where Stormy asked Melody and Destiny to have a conversation. They were trying to figure out, how they got to this point. And Destiny told Melody that, even if you did say hello to me when you walked in my establishment, it wasn't audible enough for me to hear it. So then Melody said, I spoke to you and I also spoke to Kim. Kimmie, did you hear when I said hello? And Kimmie was like, yes. And then Kimmie's like, yes, she did say hello to both of us. But remember that Latisha and I were trying to talk to you. And the whole demeanor, the whole attitude, the whole face that you had, it was not approachable. So Latisha also helped back up what Kimmie was saying. And then I think they were just going back and forth for a bit. And then Stormy was like, so are you cool? And they both looked at each other. And Melody was like, you know what? I don't know why it is so hard for people to understand that it's okay not to be cool. It's okay not to be cool. And she went on and said a few more things like, yeah, we could see each other, in the space and be okay with it and just not being cool. So Destiny was like, yep, I feel the same way. And they both toasted to not being cool. That was a weird exchange. I'm like, what is going on here? So I guess Stormy's still trying to lift up everybody's mood. She gave everyone a gift bag, and in the gift bag she had Canvas Beauty products, and she also has a Canvas Beauty tote bag or a Canvas tote bag, and she gave everybody one. And Destiny was like, "Oh my God, here you go with the gifts again, Stormy. I'm gonna need you to stop with the gifts." Stormy completely ignored her and gave everyone a gift bag with a whole bunch of beauty products, and they wrapped up the night, and everybody went their way. So now we have Latisha and Marsau at home, and they're having like a date night at home. And, they're just chit-chatting about everything. And one of the things that he's talking about was the therapy session with Dr. Francis. And in a nutshell, Marsau said Dr. Francis, in his opinion, Dr. Francis is biased towards men. And because of that, that's one of the reasons he doesn't want to go to him. And he says he's judgmental and, if I'm going to go through a therapist, I want somebody who's actually walked the path I've walked, who's lived the life I've lived, and can give me advice from their experience. He feels that Dr. Francis comes across as perfect, and he doesn't want a therapist that's perfect, because anybody who comes across as perfect is living a lie. And so because of that, Marsau does not want to go to therapy. He's asked Tisha, he's like, you're really committed to this therapist thing, aren't you? She's like, yes, I am. So he's like, all right, maybe you consider finding another therapist. And in the meantime, I will consider thinking about having to go, maybe visiting the therapist with you. So, of course, Marsau, with his words, just twist. He just tied that in a whole knot. Like, oh my gosh, you got to read right through it. So he said he'll consider it. He realized it's important to his wife. So he will consider going if it's not Dr. Francis. So hopefully Tisha could find somebody else, and Marsau will go with her because it's important to her that he comes. So while they're talking, she's letting him know about, what she's planning. She says she's planning to have a period party because remember, they have two young girls. They're growing up, they're becoming, women, teenagers, whatever. And as you know, as teenagers, what comes with that as girls. So from the age of 10 to 14 is usually when a young lady have her cycle. So she said that she thinks it's a good idea to have a party like that because she could bring mothers together who may be a little bit nervous to talk to their daughters about stuff like this. And, every woman goes through this. So it would be a good thing to come together and have it done for the women who don't feel comfortable talking to their daughter. He was like, so what about the guys? She was like, yes, we do have dads that raise their daughters and they have to go through this with them. She gave an example of Destiny, who father raised her. So she said it might be good for guys to do it, but we're just gonna keep this one lady. So I'm assuming that maybe the foundation that she did it with, or the person she did it with, maybe she have separate classes for men. You know, whether because the girls would likely not open up, you know, if they're around other men and ask questions. So she felt that it was important to keep it all women so the girls could feel comfortable. So they left it that. Now we have Kimmi and Maurice, and we have them in the car, and they are heading to the doctor for Kimmi to have her biopsy done for her the lumps that she found. She tells Maurice that she's nervous, very nervous, and but she tells him that the care that she's been getting from the medical staff has been great. She like the turnaround time between the time that she found the two lumps and the time for her to be doing the biopsy, it was a matter of 72 hours, excluding the weekend. So she felt that they're moving very quickly. And he was like, am I able to come in with you? And then he also told her, thank you for letting me be a part of it. So she's like, of course. She's like, you would be a part of it, definitely, but I wouldn't bring like more family members in until we have more definite, you know, definite findings, because I'm trying to keep a positive attitude, and I feel that my attitude is going to be the one that's going to take me through this. So if I have more family members around me, then I might be more sad. So it's just best that you're there. And he's like, can I come in with you? She's like, up to a point, I'm sure, but I'll ask the doctors and see, you know, how far you could go with me in the process. So when they got to the place, you know, they're getting out the car, and Kimmie's like, can we say a word of prayer? And Maurice prayed. They held hands and they prayed. I just thought the fact that, you know, the show is the show and the producers are showing all of this is really important, because like I said, other reality shows I watch, they only show like a little bit of the highlights, but more the drama. But there's a spin on this reality TV show that Carlos King is doing. Not only this one, but others. He's, you know, making it more real. I mean, it's called reality TV. Some other networks, it's just, okay, where's the drama, where's the fight, whatever. But this is taking you through deeply into what's going on in some of the castmates' lives. So I like the fact that they show Maurice praying and, you know, getting ready to go see the doctor. So that's where we left Kimmi and Maurice. Now we have Destiny. We see Destiny. She's at her photo shoot, and she let us know that she's having a photo shoot for her single on 10. Then we see Melody coming, and I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Didn't they just a couple of days ago toasted on being not cool? Why is Melody here? So Melody comes in, and she's congratulating her on her single. We see her show a clip of where, you know, Melody, when she goes on her Instagram live, like she's being in her car driving, because we know she does a lot of commuting between Alabama and Georgia. And when she's driving along, she'll make a little video of her singing in the car, show what she's listening to. So at one point, she showed us that she actually did a video to Destiny's song, but she didn't post it because she said that everything that happened at Madani coincided with the time that she made that video, and they weren't good, so she feel like she didn't post it. But she's like, see, I was ready to show my support to you until things fell off. Then, you know, it's actually Destiny who actually started it. It just started getting weird. After we felt so good that she came for the photo shoot, they sat down to talk, and I'm like, okay, this is getting weird now. Destiny is like, why did I have to find out from other people that we're not cool and whatever? They went back and forth for a little bit. Of course, I don't remember word for word, but Melody said to her that, you know, I don't want to rehash this. Why are we going back? If we're going to move forward, why are we going back? And then again, they got to the point where Destiny said to her, you love me, don't you? You miss me, don't you? And they thought about it, and Melody was like, yeah, I do miss the friendship. We see them do clips of them going back and forth from all of the seasons when they were hanging out and all the good times they were having. But at the same time, you're thinking that they're going to come together. Melody said something to her that let her know that, listen, even though I love you, I'm going to love you from afar. And it reminds me of this TikTok that I did, that I saw, that I watched on TikTok, and I did a reaction to it. So I'm going to play it for you right now. And I'm telling you, when I saw that scene between Melody and this girl and Destiny, I thought about this TikToker who made this video. Her name is I Am Nikki White. I'm going to put her TikTok name down below, or her link, so you guys could click on her page. But this is what she said in the TikTok video. Listen to this. This is exactly what Melanie said to Destiny, in my opinion.
Baby, I don't know who need to hear this message, but because it's 2022, I think we should already establish some rules. And one rule I want to establish, baby, I don't know who need to hear this message, but baby, please understand that a boundary is not a beef. Let me say that again, baby. Baby, a boundary is not a beef. I don't like how you operate. I don't figure out how you move. And baby, you cannot come over this line in my life. But that don't mean we beefing, baby. It just means that there's a boundary and it's not a beef. All right? So in 2022, respect my boundaries as not only just a way that you can love on me from afar, because bitch, I'm going to love on you from afar too. But baby, we ain't beefing, all right? I said we ain't beefing, all right? Let's speak now.
So there you have it. Exactly. Everything that Melody said to Destiny basically told her all that. So to end it, Melody said to Destiny, peace is what it is for me going forward. So that's where we left her and Destiny. They are still not friends. They are cordial. They are considered associates going forward. And that's where we are with it. Okay? So now we have Latisha. We have Latisha and now we have Latisha and the period party, the day of the party. So it's she have it as a pajama party. All the girls and the parents come dressed in pajamas, and she has a few professionals there. They have a lady from Black Mom's blog, the blog owner. She also has OBGYN, and she has a nutritionist. She also has two young ladies who started a foundation where they're in high school. They look like teenagers, and the foundation, I believe, they get products donated to them for girls who cannot afford the toiletries that's needed, when their time comes around. So she had these ladies speak to the girls. They had the doctor lay out exactly what happens, when you're, as a young lady, this is what goes on. And I think that was a great party for her to have. And the young ladies passed out goodie bags that had everything that they would need to have for themselves and to share with others that may need it. They were encouraged to ask questions. And of course, they were asking questions. At one point, we see Maurice come into the building, and Tisha's like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And he's like, I need to speak to you. So he goes outside, and we see Kimmie outside there waiting. And Kimmie is apologizing because she said she couldn't make it to Mila's event. But then Kimmie goes in and she explains why. She tells Tisha that, I've been trying to call you for a couple of days. This is not something I want to talk to you about over the phone. I've been trying to get in touch with you and Marsau. But I did find the lumps. I went to the doctor. They did the biopsy, and they did find cancer. So, of course, Latisha breaks down because, this is just her first time finding out anything about what's going on. She hugs Kimmie and let her know that she'll be there for her. Anything that she needs. Says she knows that Kimmie's not going to call, so she's just going to start popping up at Kimmie's house. Kimmie goes in and let us know that it was triple negative breast cancer, and it's at stage 2, so it's fixable. So that's great to hear. And Latisha goes in the confessional and let us know that she's had that in her family, where she had an aunt who passed away, I also had an aunt who passed away from that, and she was a registered nurse. And I think the research shows that a lot of nurses, when they do retire, within a few years of them retiring, or at some stage in their career, they are being diagnosed with breast cancer. So I think it's an epidemic within the nursing career. So it's something to look out for, something to watch. And Latisha was very sad about it. We saw after Kimmi and Maurice left, she went back inside, and you just could see the distraught all over her face. It was hard for her to approach her kids after that. She just stood by the door and just watched the event happen. And she just needed some time to process and to deal with what Kimmi had just told her. While Kimmi was there, she also brought a gift for Mila. You know how as teenagers and into adulthood, when the time comes around for that 5 to 7 days, you always have your little pouch. I have everything that you could possibly need when you go to work or school, and you always put extra because there's always somebody asking, girl, you have you have something you could share with us. I need, this has happened. I'm in an emergency. You have anything? As a young lady, it's happened to you at least once. So that was the episode. So the episode was kind of sad. Everybody loves Kimmi, and to hear that she's going through something like this, it's really heartbreaking. But to Kimmy's point, she's like, if she could help just one person with going through what she's going through, then it will be all worth it. So at this point, I do follow Kimmi on social media, and we see her going through some points of it. I see that she put up a video of Maurice cutting her hair, and she's like, it's best I take it off now or whatever. And it's just sad to see, and prayers of course go with Kimmi and her entire family. So that was the episode for this. That was it for this episode, and I do thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you're listening to this on reality TV space with George and Denise, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and also download the episode. I do thank you for watching / listening. And until next time, guys, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.